Peace. One of the most challenging aspects of somebody to try to be an authority or an expert in a field that they do not participate in. Extremely hard. So when we watch basketball players playing, or let's use boxers, like boxers. Man, we see boxers boxing, performing in the ring, and we sitting in the seats critiquing the shit out of their performance. As if we know the deal, right? We have no idea what effort, time, blood, sweat, and tears that they put in to even be in the position to be called a professional boxer. But yet and still, we sit in the cheers on the sideline at home watching those fights and critiquing them to death. Now that's another whole build because they on the stage and so on and so forth. But that's where I'm not going there. Where I'm going is somebody critiquing or speaking as if they know a certain scenario or a certain way of life that they never participate in. You can be on the sidelines and have your opinion, but you speak as if you really know when you really don't. So you have street niggas, gang members. I use those interchangeably. And then you have civilians, regular people that pay taxes, or anybody that don't participate in street activities. So that's how we'll differentiate the two. So when it comes to gang banging specifically, most of these gangs represent streets that they do not own, right? They pay no property taxes. They legally don't even own these streets. So over my years and my tenure in the streets, I've heard people always critique adamantly, how could gang bangers claim a street that they don't even own? As soon as you say that, that's a clear indication that your ass have no idea what the fuck is going on in terms of gang members in these streets they quote unquote own or claim. Your ass, you don't even know. As soon as you say that, you let me know that your ass is a straight square. Being well-rounded and having a lot of experience in life and age, I do understand the sentiment from a civilian saying you don't own the street. Because just to be technical, you have no legal say-so about that street. So if you from a gang that's from ABC Street and it's a true street in the city called ABC and you're representing ABC and that's where y'all hang out at, you live and die for ABC, and DEF, which is your enemy, better not touch that street ABC, right? So in essence, you saying this is my street with absolutely no legal ownership to the street. You pay no taxes, no property taxes, your ass don't even work. So I'm saying, I do understand the argument of how asinine it may seem to take claim of a street you don't own, but you say you own it and willing to die for. I get it, right? I'm old enough, I'm mature enough, I understand the argument. Now take the other side of the spectrum. So we know Crips and Bloods started in Los Angeles, right? We know they started in Cali, California, Los Angeles. We know that. However, that shit spread across America, even into other countries. that's claiming Crip and Blood just as adamant as the 80s and 90s were in Los Angeles, right? Never been to Los Angeles. And to even intensify or even to bring my point home even further, you have actual street gangs, say again, ABC gang. That street is in Los Angeles, but it's an ABC in Texas, in Chicago, in New York, in the UK, but they have never ever seen the actual street ABC in Los Angeles. So what would make them represent a street that they never seen in a whole nother country, across country, and represent it to the death? They absolutely don't own that street. They never even been there before. So why would anybody represent something to the death and have undying loyalty for when they've never even been there, let alone own it? Why would that even be? Also, we know neighborhoods that have been torn down by the city and state that gang members represented those actual neighborhoods or those buildings or those blocks. In Inglewood, Los Angeles, the 105 freeway went through and essentially got rid of a couple of different neighborhoods. Do those gangs still exist even though their neighborhood isn't there anymore? Absolutely, their gang exists. Now you can say, well, that validates the other side of this point where you see they didn't own it. The city came and tore all their shit down. So why even represent it when you don't own it? Let me give you this answer. And whether or not you agree with it, it's irrelevant because the facts are these are the facts, and this is exactly what happens. It's not necessarily about a tangible street. That shit is in the heart. And once you represent that shit, it is in you. It's a fucking entity at this point. It's not even nothing tangible. Right? And again, if you never participated in this street shit, you do not understand. You don't understand the undying loyalty or the love that you have for the camaraderie of your brothers and sisters, the brotherhood, sisterhood. Regardless how asinine, regardless how diabolical it may seem, that's not the point. The point is you make strong connections amongst the people. And whether or not you own the street, you pay taxes, the city comes through and build a damn freeway through your shit, whatever, it doesn't change the fact that niggas will still represent they shit. Just as some kids is in the UK right now talking about ABC gang. Never fucking been to America, let alone to Los Angeles on that block. So, hopefully this brings some clarity to the understanding of how can somebody represent a street that they don't even own. It's not about ownership. It's about the camaraderie and the entity. Damn it, it's not physical. It's physical, but if it's not there, it doesn't mean it's going to stop because it's more bigger than that because now you got niggas emotionally involved and they really think, right, wrong, or indifferent, I'm going to say think, they see it as a badge of honor. They're representing something that's bigger than them. Again, this is absolutely no justification. I'm just bringing some understanding and some clarity to the whole mind frame. And brotherhood, sisterhood is the same across the board. Whether you want to agree with it or not, nigga, you can't define what brotherhood and sisterhood is and what loyalty is amongst people. So hopefully that's some clarity. like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And we just building. I'm bringing some clarity to the conversation that I've been hearing for many years. And I'm showing you the difference why you can represent a street and not own a damn thing on that street. Peace.